Hello, people. Here I am, yet again, here with you. And I was thinking about this lately that, like, people are expecting more from you while they're accountable for much worse or much or for lesser things in general. Like, I remember when I was. Wait. So I remember when I was like working 3 years ago in a hotel, like on the outskirts of my own town here in my city. I was working my shift, which like differentiated because it was a season job, like work and travel thing, sort of. And that was like on the other side of on the other end of this whole town, which is like 10 miles, 15, 20 kilometers. And every day it took me like 1 hour to get there. So I was basically working 10 hours a day. And like I was traveling 2 hours a day, and I had to like get up 1 hour earlier to get on a bus, to dress up and everything. So it was taking a whole lot of chunk of my time, of my life essence. And by extension, I was treated there like I was treated so poorly back there that it kind of makes me think like people are tolerating this kind of behavior, which should be like condemned and ostracized, criticized by any means. Because once I got home, 3 hours later, because I was a degenerate back then, I would hang out with my people, my guys, and like people they will call me and kind of say, hey, go back here, we need you, you need to fix this, like you're the only one that. And someone else is calling me from their home for me to get there, but instead they in their mind, they're never in their mind, it never crossed in their mind that they should like go there themselves if they are concerned about it, you know. And that's why I think people are like expecting more, or kind of want you to do their dirty work, even if it's not getting you paid actually. Wait, just a moment. I'm kind of overthinking this. Yeah, even while they're not like totally out of the loop and want you for them to do their dirty work, there's a cat over there. It's kind of it's a funny cat. Ništa. Okay, so yeah, as I was basically saying, that happened a lot of the time. And there was this huge storm going on, like bad weather, and like it got to the point where I was working in a summer bar as a barman, as a waiter, and there was this roof over the coffee machines, terminals, reception, everything, above the refrigerators, and it got swept away by the storm. Could you believe that? And it took them like almost 2 weeks to get that fixed, and yet still we had more responsibilities because everything is now exposed to more rain and more storm. So we had to kind of close earlier and get like some kind of, I don't know, bags and stones to kind of not get the equipment soaked, destroyed, and damaged. And we did that. But the problem was, we took a picture, and after we took the picture of that everything is like closed, tomorrow morning someone well, I was always one in that time span. I was always being concerned about, like, kind of thinking, what would my what would that manager, or like a job manager would say, because he was getting there like earlier than me, and he was seeing the what happened after the night after the incident, or the bad storm, and he will think, yo, they did not, like, I had one colleague of mine, we had like a good relationship for that while, and I had a colleague of mine, and we were like so pissed off. We were even that's when it got to the point where I find out how the society really behaves. And they will always like criticize me and say, like, I should do that, that's my job. There was even this individual who is like my age, and he didn't do anything. He was like a beachman, so he was like collecting sun umbrellas, sun these chairs, beach chairs and everything, but in that hotel kind of swimming pool area, and he didn't do that at all. He was like doom scrolling on TikTok and Instagram, wasting his time. And we got pissed, man. There was this one guy. He was like 3 years older than me, and there was me and nobody else except the son, which is a good friend of mine, which connected me to that job manager, and therefore I got the job. So basically, I got the job at the hotel where my friend is a son of some kind of chief or boss of that hotel. That was a fair exchange, but they didn't pay me well. They even said once on the messages with that a colleague of mine, he said, like, I think they say like, we will like delve, so we will have your salary. You both will receive one salary because you didn't do your job. Even though that guy, that same dumbass, we called him Pistachio. We call him Pistachio in reverse. We made fun of him because he was a real nuisance. Yeah, it wasn't. You can say it wasn't right, but yeah, it is. It is quite embarrassing, disrespectful, yeah, when you are behaving like that. So at some point you deserve to be called that, even though it is rude. Yeah, and even then after, that's when I kind of got the taste of how this world functions. I was all of the time I was going to get scammed. I was going to get falsely accused. I was getting to be co-opted into by every time after the end of the session, I was always lending the money back so they can check out the amount that is valid after we post on the terminal. The terminal says correct, checks, and then afterward, at the end of the shift, we will go to like two people who are working at the reception. They will count it out, and if they're that's right, because they work all year. I'm gonna preach. Because they work all year around, and they kind of believed those two. It was two women, younger woman, and they will check that out. And at the end of every counting of theirs, they will always say, "I think there is like I don't know. That's in dollar currency. That will be like $3 or $4." More or less, or even $20 more or less, which is really, really high. That's like big money here in the Balkans, in like Southern Europe, more like Eastern Europe, if you know what I mean. what a experience that was to kind of feel, to kind of implement all of these principles that I learned a year before while I was at school, getting to kind of in that self-help niche, reading the Machiavelli 48 Laws of Power, kind of associating that kind of behavior to some of those principles. Yeah, it is a little bit corny, but I was like 15 or 16 back then. And then I would transition to like family, and family, it got to a point where family is kind of investing. Yeah, there was this term. I had one friend in my first high school that I went to, and he says, like, in some kind of discussion in the group, he said, "Yeah, bro, we are here because we were going abroad to go to high school to kind of get the citizenship of an EU country, because we are not part of the EU, but we are in Europe." Not gonna talk any further about that absurdity, and they're expecting something in return, like they're investing in us. That all makes sense, but there is a like turning point, like a threshold where they aren't they're like investing money, they're investing, I don't know, time, but they're not investing themselves. That's one of the biggest. And Christ says himself, like, they're not my friends, and not in Luke, I think chapter 10, someone calls, "Hey Jesus, here's your mother, here's your friends and brothers," and he said, like, who are my who did come? I do not know the people, because I know only the people that are one with with the Father, that are with the Father, that follow the Father. That kind of resonated with me, because without Christ we are all walking corpses. Even Paul says, I think, the Cliff Canackley cited like 1 Corinthians 15. He says, we are a pack of fools in believing in Jesus if he didn't like get resurrected back to life. And yeah, that's kind of how the world works, because everyone, like when you are selling and buying, the buyer thinks he is getting much more value, and that it kind of gets in his favor when he's buying something. But when almost to the point where, like, yeah, I accept that offer because I think I am taking away more than you. So then the seller is like getting scammed. That's like the mindset of the buyer. That's one of the things that kind of crossed my mind lately. And yeah, that's and yeah, as I said, like previously, I got inspired by these videos where people aren't inherently good, they just fear consequences. And the video, I think it is called, "You don't like work your job, you just rent your soul." Because that kind of 95 space of people, industry, we made an industry of 95. That kind of space, and people who work 95 can tell you that they are getting, especially here where the law isn't in place, you're going to sniff a lot of the slimy behavior. Like, you'll see a lot of this scum walking around, walking corpses, who just think in like worldly desires, and like they are making it clear. If you are just thinking about it, they are making it clear by their behavior, by their acting. I'm getting cold, so I can like speak properly, but they are making it clear by their decisions and acts that they are not. No, that they are looking to be accountable. No, be accountable for more, but not work as the accountable person. That's one of the reasons. Yeah, I just remembered. There is in the Gospel of Matthew, there's like a chief and the boss, and there are these workers who and that's the story about the silvers, the talents. Is somebody is aware of the one who gets like the 5 or 10 talents, who has the highest amount of talents received from the chief, from the boss. The boss says, you are receiving this amount because you are the most accountable and the most disciplined here. The second one, he gets something in the middle, like 2 to 3. Those people are mostly like the job managers, some lower end CEOs, or some people who are just engaged, looking to kind of who are higher in knowledge, but they kind of are not leading the team, but are higher in regard to like the lowest member. And there is the lowest, the one who gets one talent, or he'll go bury to the ground that one talent in order to kind of save the money. And he will not like go out and make his way to earn more, to return with more. He is going to keep that selfishly. Those are the people who are the employees, the people who are working. The people who are working. At the lowest paying position, while the one who receives 5 makes 50 talents. I don't know exactly how the story goes, but I know the more that is given, the more you need to get to return. But in this world, because we are not from this world, people are it's actually in reverse. People are giving less, but respect more in return, which is kind of contradicting. It is better actually to kind of do more and expect less than it is the opposite. Yeah, that was basically it. I kind of got better at this. Anyways, I have fasted for 24 hours, if not more, and I'm about to eat a lasagna that my mom made. It is kind of I am grateful. And one of my friends, I looked upon some story. One of my friends kind of had these rest days, and he kind of shared some advice about street lifting and weighted calisthenics. And like once I implemented it like 4 days ago, I immediately knew the difference. Basically, he said, instead of taking usual rest days, like I'm getting off topic here. I'm aware of it, but he said like someone asked a question. He do a Q&A because he was doing he had exams, and he was holding a Q&A, and someone asked, should I do rest days, active rest? What is active rest? And he said active rest is like doing 2 to 3 sets with doing explosively, like pull-ups, dips. He's referring to pull-ups and dips, and maybe squats or pistol squats, and even push-ups, and taking like 2 to 3 sets and 30% of the maximum reps, or the like maximum like 20 or 30 reps times 30%. That's like 10 reps, 2 sets. Same goes for dips and like pistol squats. And I implemented that, and yesterday I managed to do 40 kilogram pull-ups, 3x3, confidently. And after that, I was trying to do 60 kilograms for 3x3, but I do 2 singles. Yeah, 2 sets of singles for 60 kilograms, additional weights on dip. and did one, and I tried like going for the second, but it didn't work out. And then I lowered the weight to 50, and I did like one set out of 350 kilograms, and that, like, I received neural shocks just by doing those, because I never did that weight, 60 kilos. I never did that on dip. But I see a lot of improvement. I improved 10 kilos in the span of 1 month, which is a lot. My muscle ups, I didn't even train muscle ups that much. I maybe trained muscle ups four or five times the previous in January or in December, and muscle ups have improved, which is quite impressive. That's all because of the weighted pull-ups and weighted dips. I got stronger in the span of 3 or 4 days, to the point where I was not eating. I didn't eat anything like for 20 or for 18 hours. So I am fasting. That was like yesterday night. The previous night. So that was like the night before. I was doing that workout, and without any food, with little to no water, and I still made it. I still made it. It's kind of incredible. I have to praise. Go check his Instagram. It's UKI underscore SW. So Uki underscore SW. So like street workout. Yeah, it's incredible how much. I'm going to focus more on uploading content on YouTube to grow YouTube page, to kind of speak, to kind of articulate my thoughts better. That's one of the goals. Just that one simple advice that he gave me for free, and that he posted on his page, on his Instagram page. It kind of it is it just by that I know that guy has like a lot of game and a lot of ball, a lot of game in his knowledge, game in his experience. He knows a lot, and he executes on that knowledge. Imagine if I like bought his. I'm glazing him way too much, but he helped me a lot when I was doing what I'm training essentially right now, that I've been for my like street lifting and weighted calisthenics, which I trained for 1 year, not 1 year, but like a few months, several months, maybe 8 months. I can't wait. I'm way too excited for this year and for the fruits of my labor, and not just the fruits of my labor selfishly saying that, but the fruits of the fruits of labor of other people who are kind of having this same mentality and kind of strive for more, kind of go train and think, use their mind, use their spirit, get spiritually engaged, reject vices, and reject mediocrity. Thank you for watching, and bye. See you in 2 days, 3 days. Bye.